let's dive in. We've literally all been there, right? You're having a perfectly fine day, and then out of nowhere, someone, maybe the coworker, fifth relative, or just some acquaintance, makes a snide little comment.
Boom. Instantly, you feel drained, you feel manipulated, and honestly, just frustrated. And you kind of wonder, why do these mean people keep bothering me, of all people? Well, in this explainer, we're going to uncover the real secret behind that whole dynamic. We are breaking down exactly how to flip the script and stop this toxic behavior dead in its tracks.
So let's just address the elephant in the room right off the bat. Why do toxic people target you? Here's a slightly uncomfortable paradigm shift for you. The reason they keep bothering you isn't just because they're naturally mean. It's actually because you might be accidentally doing one really simple thing that broadcasts, hey, you can walk all over me. And the crazy part? You probably have zero idea you're even doing it. But here's the good news. Once you learn what this trigger is and you fix it just one single time, the whole dynamic flips.
Because here's the fundamental truth. Toxic people feed on reactions. It is literally like food to them. When someone says something nasty to you and you react right away, you are handing them immediate, total power over your feelings. You're showing them they can control your emotional state with just a couple of words. They say one little thing and boom, you are visibly upset. In their minds, that's a win. They got exactly what they wanted.
Let's move to and see how this builds in Section 1, the mistake you are making. Stop being the puppet.
Think about the puppet reaction. This is what you naturally, instinctually want to do when someone pushes your buttons, right? Your face changes, maybe your voice gets a little shaky, and you immediately start defending yourself, explaining, or trying to prove them wrong. But remember what we just said. They want to see you upset. When you give them that fast, highly emotional reaction, you are playing right into their game. Now, let's completely contrast this with the unbothered reaction. Picture this. You just keep a perfectly calm face, a totally flat voice, or honestly, you just offer silence. Imagine someone trying so hard to push your buttons, and you just sit there, looking at them like they are the single most boring thing on planet Earth. What happens? They stop. It just isn't fun for them anymore.
Which brings us to Section 2, the 3-second rule, the power of silence.
All right, here's the precise 3-step breakdown you can use the very next time someone tries to drag you down. Step 1. When they say something mean, do absolutely nothing. Stay perfectly, completely calm. Step 2. Let exactly 3 seconds pass. Just count it quietly in your head. 1, 2, 3. Did you feel how incredibly jarring that silence was just now? That is exactly what the manipulator feels. It is so uncomfortable for them. And then you hit them with step 3. You reply with a simple, completely flat word.
You just say, okay, or maybe something like, that's interesting, or even just a super casual, cool. But the absolute key here is the delivery. You have to ensure your voice stays completely flat and your face remains utterly calm. You aren't angry, you aren't upset, you are just completely unbothered. Delivering these incredibly simple phrases in that flat tone completely short-circuits the manipulator's brain. I mean, they are sitting there expecting a fight, a shaky voice, some defensive downward spiral. A flat tone gives them absolutely nothing to push against. It confuses them into backing down immediately. Because you aren't giving them that sweet reaction they crave, the vast majority of the time, they'll just stop. Remember, truly strong people don't react to every little thing. They actively choose what actually deserves their energy.
All right, moving to Section 3. Stop defending your choices. No more long stories.
And this brilliantly illustrates what we like to call the strong choice. Think about what people usually do when they feel a bit weak or insecure. They explain everything. They spend these long, drawn-out stories trying to make everyone else understand why they made a certain choice. But here's the thing. When you explain too much, you actually start to sound guilty, like you're trying to talk your way out of trouble. The other person's brain just hears, oh, I'm not really sure about my choice, so I need you to agree with me to make it okay. So starting right now, when someone questions your choice, you simply look at them and say, because that's what I chose. That is it. Period. End of sentence. If they try to push it and ask, yeah, but why though? You just stay perfectly calm, don't get defensive, and simply repeat it. That's what I chose. Strong people make choices and they just own them.
Section 4. The power of pulling back, creating consequences.
Look, way too many of us let people treat us horribly with absolutely zero consequences. Think about some of these behaviors. Someone repeatedly talking down to you, straight up ignoring you when you're speaking, canceling plans at the very last minute, or disrespecting you in front of other people. When things like this happen and you just let it slide and do nothing, you are actively training their brain. You're teaching them, oh hey, I can treat this person however I want and nothing bad happens. There is no consequence. So really, why would they ever change?
So the crucial point is, you absolutely have to teach people that treating you badly has a real cost. And I don't mean by yelling, not by getting into some massive dramatic fight, but by just pulling back quietly. The very next time someone is rude to you, you just stop being so available. If they text you, take a lot longer to respond. If they want to hang out, well, suddenly you've got other plans. You aren't being petty or vindictive. You are simply showing them through your direct actions that bad treatment means they lose access to you. Because your time and your energy, they are incredibly valuable.
Section 5. Respect over popularity. Stop being scared. There is a really harsh truth we all need to internalize here. Toxic people smell fear exactly like sharks smell blood in the water. Seriously, as long as you are absolutely terrified of people not liking you, they own you. They can instantly tell when you're desperate to be liked, when you desperately need everyone to think you're nice, and when you will do literally anything just to avoid a conflict. Manipulators detect that desperation from a mile away, and they will use it against you every single time. When you're walking around with this desperate need to be liked, it usually means you're being kind of fake with certain people. You're hiding who you really are, and you're saying yes when you are screaming no on the inside. Honestly, it is exhausting. But consider the alternative here. Having genuine boundaries and actually being okay being alone. You draw those boundaries. You demand respect. You literally cannot have true respect and be universally liked by everyone. It's impossible. So pick respect. It is worth so much more. Which brings us to what we can truly call the ultimate power move. And that is being genuinely okay being alone. Not just pretending for show, but actually being totally fine with your own company. When people see that you are truly happy by yourself and that you don't actually need them to validate your existence, it completely flips the entire dynamic. They start treating you differently because suddenly they want your attention instead of you desperately craving theirs.
So starting right this second, stop chasing people. Just instantly stop being the one who always has to text first. Stop being the one who always makes the plans. Stop exhausting yourself trying to keep one-sided friendships alive all by yourself. Just pull back. Go out and actually live your life. Do the things you genuinely enjoy and just be happy with yourself. Because when you do this, you are going to notice something absolutely amazing. The toxic people, the ones who honestly only kept you around because you were an easy target and you constantly fed them attention, they are going to disappear like smoke.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the natural result of pulling back. By just stepping back, you automatically filter your life. The good people, the ones who actually value you for you, they will reach out. They will text you first. They will be the ones making plans. And you'll be left only with the people who are in your life because they truly, genuinely want to be there. We've covered a ton of powerful, really practical tools in this explainer today. The 3-second non-reaction rule, delivering that flat, unbothered okay, owning your choices without spinning a long, defensive story, pulling back to create real consequences, and, of course, prioritizing respect over just being liked. So, I will leave you with this final, crucial question. Which one will you try this week?